Hi, welcome back to Guessagaingaming, and as promised, a video about Star Wars Zero Company, which I got shipped from Amazon earlier today. I've played around with it for a good few hours. I've done the tutorial, I've started a mission, I've done the tutorial was actually quite long. I'll come to that in a moment. So I've done quite a bit already. I've run around the base, I've done a bit of customization, well, quite a lot actually. And I think I've done enough to get some thoughts. As with all games, especially new games, it's always a balance between getting your thoughts out there on video and playing more to find out if it's something you miss. But I don't think there's anything I'm going to miss. Obviously, there's going to be things further down the story that may change a little bit, but you know, that's the same with any game. So first up, I've had no problem with it. I bought it on a disc. I had no problem loading it. I've had no problems with anything since I've been playing it. Obviously, I've not been playing it super long, but I've had no problems with frame stutters or anything like that. No crashes. I didn't expect this to be, and it's all played well. So first up, here we are. This is me. That's a character I created completely from the customization menu, which is very good. I'll show you that in a moment. But it's a very good one, and so I think the name you have is the name that you get. It's Tesh Hawks, and I think that's that kind of unisex name. Tesh is not really a name, but it could be a girl's or a boy's name or anybody's name, someone from an alien planet, whatever. So I think that's why they picked Tesh. But you can certainly customize your character and your race if you're familiar with Star Wars, probably more than me. There's lots of different races in Star Wars, so you can pick quite a few of those if you want to have one that's not human, to make your Tesh not a human being. So firstly, the character graphics are good. I think they look very good. You can see there. He looks very realistic, and there's a lot of character customization in this, so it all looks very good. The graphics of the areas look fine. Not amazing. But you know, it's not a RPG, so it's not going to be that kind of level. It's not like, you know, something like The Witcher or something like that. But it's good. It's good for what it is, and I have no problem with anything. So this is our base. You don't start off here. You do the long tutorial mission to start. It's not super long, but it probably seemed long to me because I've played these kind of games before. If you've played games like XCOM, specifically XCOM, you probably won't need to do the tutorial. It's very obvious what you do and what you don't need to do, and the tutorial tells you go here, do this. Lots of these kind of tutorials in all sorts of games. But if you've already played these kind of games, you may not want to do it. Having done it, I probably wish I hadn't. Not because there's anything wrong with it. It's great for people that haven't played this sort of game, but I didn't really need to do it. So anyway. Character customization is good, the character models look good, the sound is good, the game feels very Star Warsy, which is a good thing. It's a Star Wars game, but if you know what I mean, it's got that feel when you're playing it. It's got that right music, it's got the right look to it. It feels Star Warsy. You're a kind of rogue mercenary who's running this, as they always are, really dysfunctional group that's not doing very well. And the tutorial mission actually is you kind of struggling to just make enough money to kind of get by. You can see there in the left, our debt owed is 80,000. We owe that to some big kind of giant blob guy. I can't remember what they're called. It's like Jabba the Hutt kind of person. And we've got 9 cycles to pay that off, from what I understand. So we've already started off with a debt we've got to pay off. So that's nice, just like real life. Anyway, so the voice acting is very good, I found so far, and I'm sure it's all going to be very good. And the characters look very good. The ship looks nice. This is our ship, and the base is very similar. If you've played other games, it reminds me a little bit of a game called Marvel's Midnight Suns, which I did on the channel a while back, which was made by Firaxis, who made XCOM 2. It's got that feel to it. It's got the usual things you expect in a base in any kind of game, not just a turn-based game. So you've got, you know, the medical bay, which is over there, and you've got what's going to end up being an armory kind of place. This is customization, which I will show you. So you've got an awful lot of things you can do. For example, you can change up. I might change that. I was trying to pick originally what I wanted him to wear, and the only reason I picked that was it looked like a leader thing. All the others look like things that, you know, one of your subordinates would wear. That's not bad. What do we think about that? That's not bad. In game, in the actual battles, I didn't really like that long coat, so I'm going to go to that. And there's an awful lot of things you can change. You can change your colours, you can change how you look at the thing, you can add bits and pieces like this, like lots of games. Got all the Star Wars get up. Stormtrooper type of hats. They're not Stormtrooper hats actually, but you know what I mean. There are actually, I think, yeah, there you go, Stormtrooper hats. You can change the colours of everything, or you can just leave it like that. And there's a lot of stuff like that. Also, out of interest, when you come into the game, before you even start playing, there's a place where you can create characters. Now, I've not played on this enough to know what that is, but I assume, because of playing these games often, that's where you're going to be able to create characters to hire later. A bit like in XCOM, where you could create a soldier outside the game in the character pool, and then you could use them, or they'd come around later. So I think that's what that's going to be. And there's one I made earlier. So I made one earlier. You can't see them yet because I've not been able to hire anybody yet, but that's what that's for. And that's as detailed and as good as the main character creator. So yeah, that's really good as well. So that all looks good. The graphics are good. The voice acting is good. Customization is very good. The characters, as far as I've played so far, and there's quite a few I've interacted with, are all very interesting, and they all seem quite fun. They've all got different personalities, so that's nice. We like that. This table's like you get in lots of games. There was a big table like that in Marvel's Midnight Suns where you can pick your missions and stuff like that. And obviously, again, there's the medical bay. There's going to be base building in this and stuff like that. So if you've played Star Wars, you'll know the names of all these different races and species. That lady is like our exec. I can't think of any other term. She's like our executive assistant or something. She's quite fun. So yeah, it's got the same feel to it as you get in lots of games. You'll understand it pretty quickly. Like I said, the story is we're a mercenary, we're down in their luck, we owe 80,000 to some Jabba the Hutt looking guy. So that is not what we want, so we're obviously going to want to pay that off. And yeah, it so far I've found it has quite a lot in common with quite a few other games. That's not bad, by the way. It's got a lot in common with bits of Marvel's Midnight Suns, especially the base building. That's not bad. I like that game a lot. I thought that was very good. It's got bits in common combat-wise with other games, which we'll come to in a moment when I do combat. But yeah, it feels good. It feels Star Wars. It looks good. The customization is excellent. And as far as I can see, you can customize as many possible new recruits as you want. They can all be different races, or they can all be the same race if you only want humans, whatever. And you can change yourself during the game. I'm assuming you can probably even change your species, but I don't know why you would, because that'd be weird during the game. But you could certainly change your appearance and your clothes and stuff like that. I don't know whether during the game you're going to get other upgradable clothes and special outfits and stuff. I don't know if it's that kind of game, but we'll see. So that part of it is all very good. Like I said, it's easy to pick up if you've played any amount of turn-based games. Probably if you've played any amount of games in general. It's not a hard game to pick up. If you're not sure what to do, the tutorial is very good. It's not super long. When I said it was long for me because, like I said, I've played this kind of game. But if you've not, it would be helpful, because all these games have slightly different systems. And it's slightly different from other turn-based games, obviously. So anyway, here we go to our hollow table where you get different missions. It's a bit like I said, it's a bit like something in Marvel's Midnight Suns. Also, from what I understand, you get quite a lot of different operations and you won't be able to take them all on. That's a bit like if you've ever played XCOM Long War, which is a mod on PC for XCOM 2, which is fantastic and a nightmare at the same time. That's got millions of missions you can't take on. There's always missions turning up and you can't take them all on. So it's that kind of thing. But there's always main story missions you can follow through to push the story on. Bit of voice acting there just to give you a taster. Yeah, I'm not sure whether or not there'll be a push where you have to do story missions, or whether you can, you know, take your time. I don't know that. If you know XCOM, you'll know that in that there was like a thing going on. Obviously the aliens were invading, and you had that bar at the top in XCOM 2. Stop talking when I'm talking. You had that bar at the top that was kind of your time ticking down, and you kind of had to keep up with that. Whereas in something like Marvel's Midnight Suns, it wasn't really pushing you to do the main missions at all. You could do as many side quests and do whatever you wanted as long as you wanted. At least that's what I did. So I don't know which that's going to be. But anyway, I'll show you.
I don't know about you, but I want to make it this one.
Combat. So this is how the combat screen kind of, where you go in the combat screen looks. You've got where you're going. You can select your squad. I've only got 3 people to select. I'm assuming the executive officer, which is that lady you can just see faded out on the left. I'm assuming she doesn't go on combat missions. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe later she has to, I don't know. We haven't got that many people, so maybe she'll have to, I don't know. In a real world she would have to, but in this maybe not. Anyway, so that's our guys. That's them, Trick, Cab, and I'm Tesh. And let's do it. There was a little animation of going to the planet, just like you got in XCOM or Phoenix Point. Exactly like that, actually. Coming out of hyperdrive, little bit there, like you get in Star Wars and other sci-fi stuff. So one thing is, which you don't get in this mission, but I got it in the tutorial, is when you're not in combat, you actually run around the area till you run into combat, if that makes sense. So if we hadn't started combat now, you'd be running around looking for stuff, and you get free movement on the map, and then when you get into combat, suddenly it starts like this and you get the turn-based part, and that's quite fun. Also, it's got that bit at the top left you can see where it says eliminate all hostiles, Hawks, Trick and Cab must survive, so they all have to live. When you have other recruits that are ones you make yourself or hire, I'm assuming they can die. I'm playing this on permadeath, it recommends that. Generally I don't, but I thought I would. So if people die, they die. If your main guys die, I don't know whether that means you lose. Certainly if you die yourself, you probably lose. But obviously if you hire mercenaries or other guys and they die, that just means they're dead. But yeah, you've got that thing where the main characters must survive. That reminds me of a game called Gears Tactics, where you always had to make sure your main guys didn't die all the time, which was quite annoying sometimes because they got in bad situations and you knew one of them was going to die and then you'd lose the mission. Anyway, so here's how combat works, and it's not that difficult to pick up at all. You've got this wheel where you've got the things you can do. You've got movement, you've got Overwatch, thank God, and you've got shooting if you've got targets. I will say that I did find in the tutorial that they liked Overwatch a bit. Now Overwatch in XCOM is great, I think it works really well, but in some games it can be too much, so you can be Overwatched to death. And one thing Overwatch does do in this, which they said straight away, is if you shoot someone while you're Overwatching them and they're trying to move, it stops them moving. I think there was a game, I think it's called Element Space. I did that on the channel a long time ago, and that was a great game. But one of the problems with that game is every time you tried to move and someone shot you while you were being overwatched, you couldn't move at all. There's a few games like that. I think if you ever played a turn-based game on PC called Cyber Knight's Flashpoint, that's the same. That's a really good game actually. That's the same. If you get shot, you can't move, and sometimes that can kind of spoil a turn or a mission, because if you keep getting shot and you can't move, you can't do anything about it, and you're just stuck. That can be kind of annoying. I don't know how it's going to play out in this, but when I saw it was like that, I thought, not sure. Because in XCOM you get shot if you move on Overwatch, but you can still continue the move. Anyway, so let's say we want to move. You can pick people to go in any order, by the way, so you can swap them around. I'm assuming at some point you'll have loads of different abilities. At the moment we haven't, and we've just got the same weapons we started with. So let's just take him. And you've got the running icon, which is obviously to move, and it shows you where you can go. It shows a little picture of them, and he can go here, so he goes there. And then you've got shoot, and it will show you the percentage, which is rubbish. So far I haven't seen this being anything like XCOM with the annoying percentages. It seems like reasonably high percentage you hit, and if it's low you don't, so don't worry about that, at least not yet. And you've got Overwatch, which is good. We can't Overwatch that way, but we'll Overwatch over we can't really Overwatch anywhere that interesting actually. I have to think about that. We've got this one, that's me, and we can go here, which we will. There's grenades and stuff like that in this as well. Can we shoot anybody from here? I'll show you shooting just to show you. Looks good, and we hit him a bit. A bit's better than none. I think we'll just Overwatch. You get, as usual, you get, I think it's 3 action points, and you can use them any way you want, in any order you want. And then once you've done Overwatch, that's your turn done. Him. There is melee runs where you kind of run at someone and hit them with melee. That, again, it's a bit like element space, but you can call for someone else to kind of help you. That means you kind of do a double shot at somebody. I can't explain all the different mechanics in this because it's just too many, and with every game, if I went into every single thing that's different in this game to another turn-based game, we'd be here forever, but you'll find out. It's not difficult to understand. So he can move and it will show you where they can go. I like that bit where it goes with a little figure. I think he can go there. Let's go there. Can we shoot anybody from here? 65, what do you reckon? Yeah, let's do it. Oh, that was rubbish. But it was 65. We can move. I think we'll Overwatch them. Let's Overwatch them there so they can't run forward. I don't know where he wants to go. He's not really... I have to Overwatch because I don't think he can shoot anybody. And I've run out of turns, and you end the turn down the right, as you can see. Oh, that was interesting. Oh, he's dead. Because he got shot during Overwatch and he still ran. So maybe that was just in the tutorial. I'll have to play around with that and see how that goes, because... Or maybe it was something very specific that happened in the tutorial. So you can see they've thrown a grenade mine thing. I don't know what that is, but we don't really want to hang around with that there, so I don't know what damage it does, but we don't really want to find out, do we? Let's just get him there, and then we'll put him. We could shoot him. No, let's shoot him. What do you reckon? Yeah, let's shoot him. Doesn't, you can see it tells you like hit chance, critical chance, damage done if you hit, etc, etc, defense, penetration. There's lots of stats you can... No, well, we missed, but we killed his cover, so that's not bad, and we haven't got enough points to shoot again, but we can Overwatch, so that's good, because then if he tries to leg it, he's gonna get shot. He needs to go somewhere badly. I think he can go here. Because like I said, the one thing to remember, you don't want to get anyone killed, because then you lose, and that's it. No, I don't think we can shoot anybody from there. I don't think I'll try, so we'll just Overwatch that way. As far as I can see, you can save during missions. So like XCOM, if you're worried about what's going on, you can save scum and save yourself the trouble of replaying it later. That's me. Can I go? Because I'm doing the video and because I'm not 100% sure of everything in this game so far, I'm playing this rather cautiously, you'll notice. I'm 90% good, we're going to shoot him. Oh, well, he was a little bit shot. Let's just Overwatch them to death. Let's Overwatch that guy around there because he might come out and do something. I think that's the end of our... Yeah, they threw some grenades or some mines. Okay, you're going to get shot now. Or maybe not. Ow. Yeah, that's normal in the game. If you get shot, Overwatch gets cancelled. That's a normal thing in all games like this. And all games, actually. That wasn't very nice, coming around the back of that. So, yeah, so far I've not seen that there's any healing, but what happens is if you get downed, you can kind of revive people. I think there's a thing where, well, there is a thing, you get 3 injuries, and if you get 3 injuries in the mission, I think it's in the mission, I don't think it's in the game, you die. So that's bad, that's something to look out for. And what do I do now? So, actually I'm in quite a good position, I mean me as a character. Can do a melee run, but I did that before in the tutorial, and you run out and hit someone, but then they're all going to be able to shoot us. So identify weakness is nice, but I think the weakness is being shot in the face, so we don't think we desperately need to know that. Let's see if we can shoot anybody. You must be able to hit someone. Yeah, let's shoot him because he's not even hurt. Now he is. Now let's shoot him again. We missed that one, that was annoying. I didn't mean to shoot that one actually. I'll be honest, I meant to shoot the one that was standing up. Okay, so I bet we've got a really rubbish shot on... Oh no, we've got a good shot on him, let's kill him. Ah! Yes! He's got no more points, so that's fine. And then there's me. Me. I'm not even slightly shot. I don't want to get shot. But let's... This wheel thing, it becomes quite second nature very quickly. So I could shoot him, or I could go and shoot the one that's hiding behind those crates. To be honest, I'd rather shoot him because he's going to shoot the guy who's behind the arch and he's injured. So I think I'll take a shot against him. And if I can get another shot, yeah, I'm going to take it. Because he needs to die a bit. Yeah, okay, that's good. And we've run out of points, action points for him. So it was flash and say enter. They're going to try and kill that guy that's already injured, aren't they? Okay, that's not bad. We can run away from that. Oh joy. Okay, so it's that kind of game. I didn't know. So because it didn't happen in the tutorial, so apparently reinforcements come in. I don't know what the trigger of that is, or if it always happens, and I don't know how many times it happens or how many come in, but that, again, if you've played XCOM, you'll know that reinforcements come in from time to time, so it won't be a big surprise. So firstly, this guy needs to run away. Very aware that we don't want to get anybody killed, because then we have to start again. Have we got a shot? No, we've got an Overwatch. Okay, that'll do. We know the enemy's coming in there, so we need to get our guys out of range. It's funny, when you play a new game, however much you've played games like this, you don't know what's going to come. So I don't know how they're going to turn up, or who's going to turn up, or how many. So if this was XCOM, you'd know how many. You always get 3, didn't you, or sometimes 4. No, let's think about, where's that other guy gone? This guy over here really needs to die. I've really got to... Let's just do that. And he goes and punches him. Can we shoot him? We can. Excellent. So we can jump over, punch him in the head and then shoot him in the face. That's exactly how I like it to go. Okay, he's run out of points, but that's fine. He's safe and on Overwatch. He's just moved. There's no one left to kill here. So what I'm going to have to do is go behind cover, and then guess what? We'll just overwatch there. I don't know exactly how they come in, but we'll see. That blows up, that's fine. Exactly. Okay, well only 2 came and 1 got shot up straight away, so that's fine. And that time it did cancel the movement, so I'm not quite sure what the requisitions are for not cancelling a movement if you're shot while Overwatch, and other way around, I don't know. I'll have to play it more to find out, but anyway, something to think about when you play. Okay, so I don't want to play this on too much because it's just going to make the video really long, and I'm just showing you more and more combat. So we've seen what happens in combat. I've shown you what happens when reinforcements come. You don't get overwhelmed. Obviously, as with XCOM or any game, the further into the game you get is going to be more reinforcements, but the further in the game you get, you'll have probably an extra person at least with you, and you'll have better weapons, I guess, and better armour, I guess, whatever. How this game looks from that screen where you send your guys in, I don't think you're ever going to have more than 3 or 4 people you send in. But again, you know, that's not too different from quite a lot of games, so that's kind of fine. So yeah, I don't think this game is I'm playing on normal difficulty. There's a story mode and there's a super difficult, or whatever they call it, hard. But I'm playing on normal with permadeath. So far I've not found it difficult, but then I'm used to these kind of games and I don't know how it's going to get later. And yeah, I think it's good. I mean, the story is interesting, not amazing, but nor is it in XCOM or Marvel's Midnight Suns or any game, to be honest. There's very few games that are amazing stories, especially turn-based games, but the story's good. It's very Star Warsy. You're a mercenary down your luck, kind of Han Solo-y, and you're fighting to keep your ship floating and your crews paid, and then you're going to get some big job or caught up in some big mission for the rebels or something like that, obviously, and that's going to be how you proceed, and that's going to be how you pay your bills. But yeah, so far I think it's really good. I like everything about it. It's very familiar, and that's not bad. Like I said, it's got lots of XCOM in it. It's got lots of Marvel's Midnight Suns in it. There's no cards in it though, but that's not a bad thing. Marvel Midnight Suns with the card part was fine, but I don't think that's a good thing in every game. It just suited that particular game, but it wouldn't suit this, because although it was a good mechanic and I enjoyed it in Marvel's Midnight Suns, it did break you out of the fact you were not playing a real, you're not playing a real mission, because these cards, whereas in XCOM and those kind of games you feel like you're really in it because there's no cards. So it's got quite a bit in common with Gears Tactics as well, if you've played that. It's got a little bit in common with Cybernauts Flashpoint, a few other games, even Phantom Doctrine, to be honest. So it's got a lot of bits and pieces of other turn-based games, as all games have, whether they're turn-based or not, but it's got the good bits of all of them. So far, I haven't found anything I don't like about it. There's not anything that I've found and thought, oh no, that's not good. There's nothing that's been annoying. There's nothing I thought that doesn't feel right. Everything about it feels good, which is what I expected, and I'm absolutely happy with it. So as far as a recommendation, I can say if you like games like XCOM, buy it. If you like turn-based games, buy it. If you like Star Wars, buy it, because there's no reason you wouldn't buy it. Obviously you won't buy it if you don't like turn-based games anyway, but yeah, I would definitely recommend this. However the game proceeds, the thing about all turn-based games, whether it's Gears Tactics or whether it's XCOM or whatever it might be, Marvel's Midnight Suns, is the turn-based combat. The other part's always superficial and secondary to the turn-based combat, and in this, the turn-based combat feels really good. It's got slightly different systems, the little map with the clock thing there where you go around and pick what you want to do, but it's very similar, but it feels good, it looks good, the shooting looks good, the sound effects feel good, it sounds great, looks great. Yeah, definitely a recommendation to buy. I will play this on, obviously, because I bought this game for myself, so I will play this on, and I will definitely make another, if not more, videos about it when I've played it on further. But as I said when I made the video saying I was going to make this in the first place, I thought it was important to get the video out as soon as possible for anyone who's interested in buying it straight up. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. Like I said, I've tried really hard to go through all the different thoughts of things that I would have thought if I was playing. What would I look for? What's important to me? Things like customization are always really important to me, so I was really glad it had that. And you can name your mercenary units that you create in the first screen as well. Before you go into the game, you can name them as well, so that's a good thing, like you could in XCOM and stuff. So, and you can pick their sex and everything, so, and their race. So yeah, I've tried to nail everything. I'm sure all these things I'll think of after I made this video and think, oh, I forgot that. All these going to be things as I play on that I think I want to say. And like I said, I will make another video, or probably more than one video about this game in the very near future. But anyway, until then, thanks for watching Guessagaingaming and Star Wars Zero Company. Till next time, take care for now.